The Springboks have found a way to get around every team in World Rugby, and it's become a signature to their attacking style. Now, you could argue they have the greatest depth of wingers in World Rugby. Kane Moody, Cheslin Colby, Kurtley Arunza, Makazole Mapimpi. Their depth in the winger position is insane. But it's actually all the work that's happening inside these guys that's letting them just absolutely tear teams apart out wide. Anytime the Springboks run the ball outside their 40-metre zone, this is their shape they're running with. And it's called a blocker pattern, block play, or lead jockey. Now, they certainly didn't invent this, but they're doing it better than any other team at the moment. If they manage to get the ball to that winger in space, they are very hard to stop. And, you know, for Rassie Erasmus, this is what he wants. His danger men out wide, little bit of space, and they'll just absolutely punish teams. Here's a clip of South Africa versus Ireland from earlier this year, and it shows a perfect example of how they set up this lead jockey or blocker pattern. So Benambi's ball playing. We've got Mostert, who's running that lead line, and Handré Pollard, that's the jockey at the back. And some people like calling Mostert here the dummy runner, but he's actually an option, and every now and then we'll actually end up with the ball getting a weak shoulder on this defender. So I like to use the term lead and the jockey. So as you see, just have a look at how much space this shape's given Willie le Roux out the back here, taking on Josh van der Flier one-on-one. But the thing is, Caelan Doris also isn't able to get across and cover Willie le Roux, which means Josh van der Flier, the Irish number 7, he can't move any earlier. So they've had to mark man on there. They haven't been able to slide across. And as you see, now we've got Jesse Kriel in a ton of space. I think that's James Lowe in 2 minds. And, you know, South Africa in this position, they're hard to stop. They're very hard to stop. They've got so much space, and more often than not, they'll finish those tries. Check out how much space Jesse Kriel has in this 3-on-2. I mean, the 15-metre line's there. He's probably just outside the goalpost if we're looking end-on-end. And that is honestly just a nightmare for opposition teams to try to defend. What's so good about the way the Springboks do this is it doesn't matter where they are on the field, they run this shape. Have a look off this line out here. Lead runner, jockey out the back, and Damien Diolande. We've got another lead runner, jockey out the back. And just check how tight those Irish defenders are at the moment in the midfield. And see, Khaleesi crashes the ball up here, but it was a 3-on-2, same situation, 20, 25 metres of space. But they don't have to always play out the back and go wide. Now, here's an example of why I don't like calling it a dummy runner. Still running that block pattern, but boom, they've hit the lead runner there. And they've actually gotten well over the advantage line and been able to play off the back of it. South Africa versus the Wallabies in the Rugby Championship just a few weeks ago. Another example of them hitting that lead runner. So we've got the jockey out the back. We've got a lead. They'll find the jockey. Here, Etzebeth is the lead runner. Jockey out the back. Look how much space they have. Look at the winger down here. They could have absolutely burnt the Wallabies, but it's not about trying to score off every play. As they go through, they hit Etzebeth, and just look how he easily gets over the advantage line. Gets them on the front foot, and they play off the back of that. I think what's setting the Springboks apart from every other team at the moment is how well they're able to make decisions and the skill execution of their front rowers especially. Quite often they're that ball player, and what's so genius about that is if you've got a prop, a big front rower in front of you, you're going to defend tight. So we've got Etzebeth here running that lead, Mngomezulu, jockey out the back. And have a look at how it's just made the Wallabies defence panic and start shooting up, because you don't want to give these guys too much space on the outside. Mngomezulu sums it up pretty well, goes over the top, and again, those Springbok wingers will absolutely make any team pay, and they just come short of scoring here. But again, look at what they've been able to do just off running that simple shape. Now, I love looking at this camera angle because when teams are in this 5-on-2 situation that the Springboks have found themselves in, naturally you're taught to just pass through the hands, and those Welsh defenders would be trying to go up and out and slide across. But by keeping their shape, not panicking, these 2 lead runners here, they create an extra 5 or 10 metres of space by the time the ball gets out to Mapimpi. Have a look as we go out the back. The Welsh 12 bites in. The Welsh 14's bitten in on the lead runner, and then he's chased even further in. And they've just got themselves into a world of trouble. In this aerial view, we've got 6 defenders from Wales versus 6 attackers from the Springboks. We've got a winger dropped back for Wales and a fullback sweeping. Have a look at how much space this lead line creates. As we play it out, the lead runner sucked in, well, the lead runner on the 10 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders are engaged. This lead line's absolutely put the Welsh defence in two minds, and it's because this defender here has to stay tight before he chases out, which forces this guy to sprint up and make a bad decision. So he'll race up to try and shut it down. Lovely hands, and you cannot let the Springboks get into this situation. They will burn teams every single time. And that's the backbone to the Springbok attack at the moment. That lead runner fronts that awkward line between two defenders, and the jockey gives himself a little bit of space out wide to take a defender on. And what you have to give the Springboks credit for is they're doing this better than anyone else in the world right now. 1 to 15, every player can execute the passes, the lines, and make the right decisions. Hope you got something out of this video. I'd love to do more tutorials. Let me know below what you reckon. Thanks for watching.
And if I do fall down, if I do fall into pieces, put myself together, I'm the new black.